Hey there YouTube, this is Roxor, here to talk to you about the next game, which is Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. This game was not the original. This one was. This is Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, the GBA version. I'm going to give two kinda different reviews about this, but I'm going to start with the storyline because they're both exactly the same. So, the storyline basically starts off after Sora has defeated the enemy in Kingdom Hearts 1. He has to save someone else who is at the top of this castle known as Castle Oblivion. As he goes up through the castle, he starts to find, I guess well, in a sense, he more loses his memory. And because of it, this entire story is about why is he losing his memory. So, something you should know about Kingdom Hearts, though, it incorporates friendship, memories, and the heart. All three of these things are something that are really something very important in Kingdom Hearts. A new element was also added, which was feelings, thanks to the nobodies, which are thankfully in this game, so I don't have to kind of divert to Kingdom Hearts 2. Nobodies are basically the effect of what happens to a body after it loses its heart. If you have seen my first review or know anything about Kingdom Hearts, Heartlesses are these creatures who steal hearts. If they steal a heart from a person who has a very strong heart and a strong body, they create a nobody. A nobody with a strong body gets to keep their original form. With a weak body, they have to become a little thing called a dusk, or any other offsets of those, which don't retain their physical form. But these little Heartlesses are encased in darkness around a heart. Nobodies have no heart, no feelings, but they have memory of what it was like to be real, I guess, in a way. That's what they always call it, or a somebody. Anyways, so these nobodies, they incorporate these little things to them. So, basically, as Sora progresses to the castle, he meets more and more of these organization members. And once he gets to the top, he forgets who he was really looking for. Except that he knows that he has to go find Naminé, who is the person that he wasn't originally looking for. He didn't know anything about her originally, but he believed that he did. He believed that she was a friend that he had known on the islands, but then he forgot all about Kairi and Riku. Well, he didn't really forget Riku because he kind of comes back in the story, but you'll see when you get to play the game yourself. So, I'm not going to give too much away. You do defeat most of the enemies and most of the Organization 13 members in this game, which is good, you know. Okay, so now into gameplay. This one had a lot of reading to it. It was not a whole lot of fun. And in the end, it kind of got annoying because you had to sit there and you had to read. You almost got no little cutscenes, but when you did, there was no voice. And it was rather boring in that sense. But it is one of my favorites because it is the first and it is the original, and not very many people really have this game. Reason why no one really had this game was because it was nothing like the first game. It did not have any of the Keyblade fighting that you remember. You had to use cards this time. Cards with numbers. If your number was higher than your opponent's, you defeated that opponent. If your card was equal to that opponent's, you got to block. Or, well, essentially, in a way, you kind of deflected each other. Yet, if your card was weaker than your opponent's, he hit you. So, you had to learn to strategize, create a deck, and learn how to pick up other people's cards to use their powers, and that was just kind of a dull drag kind of thing. Anyways, so then they decided to remake it with more visual cutscenes and voice acting, and brought out Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. This game, though, came out after Kingdom Hearts 2, and I don't know if you know this, but when they did Kingdom Hearts 1, the kids were 12 years old, 13 years old. 3 years later, they're 16 years old. They probably have already gone through puberty by now. So Little Sora doesn't sound like Little Sora anymore. He sounds like 16-year-old Sora still. And yeah, kind of offsets the mood of the game in a way. So, but you learn that in order to regain his memory and become complete again, he has to go to sleep and wake up as this, well, I guess 16-year-old Sora is the best way to put it. Yeah, he sleeps for about 3 years, and in that time, he's just been regaining memories, and it's kind of weird. Well, anyways, or maybe this was only a year. Well, either way, it was either a year or a year and a half, I think. Anyways, the best part about this game, though, and the best part about this game, was also, if you completed the game and you didn't get frustrated with it and all this other stuff, you got to play as Riku, which is probably one of the best parts of the game. You didn't have to create your deck. All you had to do was just know how to use the cards, and you could soar right through the game. And it was so cool because it was your first time ever getting to play as Riku. So, controls. The controls are obviously both different in this game. In this one, you got an overview of your character, which helped immensely. You didn't really have to camera shift, you didn't have to do anything other than just jump and dodge and move and weave and blah. This did make it hard, though, because you didn't exactly know some of the time where you need to be, and you couldn't really dodge very fast in this one. So it kind of made it kind of difficult. But it was all in all a great game. Like I said, pretty fun. This one was a follow camera view, which you did have to adjust your camera every once in a while. But it wasn't too hard. It was rather about the same difficulty as the GBA version. And the camera view wasn't too bad either. But this one did also add the element of you had to jump really, really high to get your opponent. So they introduced some new cards in this one, introduced a little bit of variety, more so than they could in the GBA version. So this one had a bit of more uniqueness, but you kind of had to play longer in this one. So in the end, though, I do have two separate scores. For the GBA, let's start off with this one since it is the first one. Control, story, and overall gameplay. This game has to be close to a B. A B minus. It's not a whole lot of fun. It does help with the storyline, and it does help with later on trying to understand everything, what happens in the next few games. So it is a good storyline, and it's a little bit faster than the other game, but it's just not that fun. You kind of get bored of it after a while. This one has the same exact flaws, but because of the video, overall gameplay, and the uniqueness of it, this one I have to rate as a B, a high B. I'm not going to rate it B+, but I will rate it very high B. It is a good game to get if you ever get the chance. Plus, it's got the same Riku storyline and everything, and so it does make for a good, if you're a big Riku fan, you would love this game. So, it's a B- and a B. Leave any comments that you have about these games. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Other than that, the next game to come up will be Kingdom Hearts 2. So, leave anything you'd like, and I'll get back to you very soon, YouTube. Bye-bye.